Hey guys, Matt with StoneblueAirlines.com here. Want to give you a quick introduction to our Phoenix. This is going to be a tabletop review and an unboxing. But just to give you a quick lowdown, these are the two final prototypes before we actually went into production with just a couple of minor variations and tweaks. However, they are set up to be two very different airplanes. And that's really one thing that we were going for with this kit, is we wanted it just to be an all-around, go-to, really good airplane. The initial thought behind it was for a trainer. You can go out, you can teach your kids, and then what it kind of became was this general utility all around, where we found that the battery capacity, it had the potential to have really long legs, but yet have really outstanding flight characteristics. Let me point out a couple of differences, what I'm talking to about what the capability of these planes are. Now, my plane, this is my prototype. I set it up intended for a lighter setup to be kind of a powered glider, where you could take this out, have a nice relaxing time, maybe put a variometer in it, catch a few thermals, and in fact, when I maiden this plane, I was able to catch a low-level thermal and just ride it straight up. So it really hit that sweet spot that I was looking for. It runs off a 2200 battery, so you could tell a plane this size running off a 22, it was a really sweet thing. Jeremiah, however, he decided to go toward more of a performance end. He has opted to take a 4200 3-cell battery in this. He has UHF 1.3 video on it. This can actually take more than the 4200, and we have yet to really stretch its legs out and see its potential, but we're really looking forward to it. He has a larger motor, with a larger battery. There's just so many things that you could do with this plane. Now, one of the nice things about it is of course, this is becoming more traditional now, this motor placement, where it's above the wing, above the fuselage. You're hand launching the stuff. You don't have to worry about your hand getting anywhere near it, and especially when you're talking about flying with a family and everything, that's definitely a concern. There's no tractor prop on the front or a large heavy object on the front to damage, if it happens to go in, like actually this did due to an unforeseen mechanical error, and this actually went into the ground at 150 feet, and it sustained very minor damage, and it was repaired within about 10 minutes. So overall, we are very pleased with how these planes have turned out, and we can't wait to hear what type of applications that you guys find with this. Now, this is how it's going to come out of the box. This is the kit. There's a lot of parts to it, but do not let it intimidate you. Most of the parts in this kit are designed to be very easy to build and self-jigging. We have the kit all laid out here. This is what comes in the box. There is a lot to this, but don't let that intimidate you. The reason that there's so many parts and it doesn't look like a regular EPP plane like you might be used to that has 3 or 4 parts is that you have to cut stuff out of regular EPP blocks that you get. This is intended to be self-jigging and to go together well, especially for a beginner builder. And I'll give you an example of that. You take this part of the fuselage here. I mean, look at this. This is kind of the mid-deck that helps give it the structural integrity and lets you mount a lot of put your battery down and stuff. That's what that part is meant for, but this is the way the plane goes together. It's self-jigging. Now the method is very similar to the P51 build. We're not going to duplicate a build like that with this plane because it is pretty exhaustive. What I will do in a subsequent video is I'll point out some of the unique aspects of this kit, and then what you'll do is you'll go back and you'll reference the P51 video for, you know, for an in-depth look at how this thing goes together. Now, there's some things that are different. Like I said, we had some final prototypes that we were working with, and we had some final tweaks. Like the coroplast, this goes on the cheeks of the plane on the fuselage. You can paint this to whatever color you want, but you know, you could tell because it's a Phoenix, keeping with theme. You have the flame pattern on the coroplast, and it actually extends all the way toward the wing. And you know, the plane is very strong in and of itself, but you know, especially since we're offering this plane with the beginner in mind, we want to do everything within reason to beef up the structural integrity of the airframe. So this is just another added component that we've done to add to the strength of the airplane. So this is the kit. We have the carbon rods, we have parts for the push rods, coroplast parts, motor mounts, everything that you need to get started in this kit. And we'll go through on a later video and we'll start building this thing, and I'll show you what makes this plane unique. One of the things we do need to go back and touch on a little bit more is our philosophy is set up with the FPV gear. Now, I actually came in and since this is a prototype, we incorporated a lot of changes into the kit that you're going to get that are actually reflected in this. But I have a spot here for, well, to fit a fox ear or a Mobius, and then I put the little, actually we really recommend a little 5-volt mini cam that we offer. It fits perfectly. Now, this is set up for FPV. This can just as easily be set up with a plug and use this as a line of sight with the thought that you might want to progress into FPV later. Now, this is a trainer, this is a beginner plane. However, it's also good for the guys who are just looking for a darn good aircraft that can do just about anything. The flight characteristics, the speed envelope is very wide. You can walk this thing in. And to be honest with you, that's something that a lot of the FPV planes are lacking. You have a ton of fast aircraft out there, but when you want to slow the plane down, like let's say you are flying in a park area. This is a larger airplane, but it's very easy to set this thing down in a confined space. Now, that said, you can use this plane line of sight, you can teach with it, you can enjoy it as an experienced pilot, and this plane just does it all. Oh yeah, this is our specs. This is what we really wanted to see in a plane.
I'm gonna err on the side of more motor, more battery. Matt's gonna err on the side of less motor, less battery.
At least we're consistent.
We are consistent. But what's great is we wanted a plane capable of doing multiple things. So with Matt set up the 22, the lighter weight motor, you're able to balance all that stuff out. I'm running 1.3 LRS, big motor, 4,200 milliamp. I have flown for 35 minutes and basically run out of time and had to bring the plane down, not because I didn't have battery, but because I needed to leave.
Same thing. I mean, I had a smaller battery, but I have a little bit less run time, but I'm milking it, right. And I could actually stay up longer than you because I hit the thermals.
So there is that balance. I'm guessing when we finally have a chance to push this plane, I'm going to get probably 40 minutes of flight time on our jet fuel 3-cell pack, 4,200. It's extremely easy to fly, hand toss. And guys, you're gonna see more in the video, so we're gonna go through the build video, we're gonna do the official final launch on this, as well as our P51, take a look at that one too. How difficult, okay, I've been flying wings a long time, and I forgot to use the rudder, and the plane flew great.
Now see me, I was like, hallelujah. I finally got a rudder on the plane.
He loves rudder. I kind of forgot because I haven't had a rudder on an aircraft. When I started to use the rudder, and I'm following Matt, it's so easy to stay on somebody's tail.
You can make those small corrections. Yeah. You can coordinate your turns. That's a huge thing. But the thing of it is that you don't need to be scared of a rudder. Yeah. It's not so much authority that's going to knock your plane just crazy. Actually, it gives you more authority. And then most of the RC planes that are out there, especially the line of sight planes, you're going to be dealing with 4-channel aircraft anyway. So when you go to learn, I mean, you can learn on a 2-channel aircraft. You can learn on a 3-channel aircraft. But to be honest with you, it's just a really good investment to go ahead and learn the stick movements with the 4-channel, get
Yeah.
that muscle memory going on, and it's just second nature after a while. I mean, that's what a real airplane does anyways.
It's just a fun aircraft to fly, and it's something that you can put a friend and get them into the hobby and let them experience with you, and know that if you've watched any of the videos on it, you are going to see Matt following this plane, and for most of that, I actually took my hands off the sticks, let the plane fly itself, and there's no autopilot on. It's got...
I was wondering why it was flying so good for a change.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime,
in it,
buddy.
so it flies really stable.
Not too much. I think it's probably about 2.5 inches of dihedral, somewhere around there. So,
guys, take a look at the videos that are out. We'll have more on the Phoenix, but we're excited on our second aircraft. P-51 was our first. This won't be the last. It's a fun build, and it's a different kind of build, and it's just a plane that you can really enjoy and take out, and it's probably going to be that plane that you don't have to think about. You just grab it, you go, and you have some fun.
it's a home run.
Yeah,
It really is.
You're going to see a lot more of it on the show as we film with it too, because it's a great camera ship. Guys, thanks for watching. Look for the build video and our full feature on the Phoenix coming up.